Huang Ying, welcome to Friar Forge. Garden Lasagna Day 7 of 1.
Oh yeah, if you're like me, you will load out your post driver and not be able to find your hammer. So just get yourself a tea steak and a trusty brick. I'm gonna go on the outside because I want my plants to actually have a little bit of room between them and the things trying to feed them. But you do you. Apparently that's as deep as that one goes. It's a highly scientific method here. Sometimes your hammer breaks, you just turn it sideways. Now we have one last one to put in, and I'm sure this one is not going to be hard or difficult or annoying at all. Definitely not. Well, that happens. Just pick up one of the chunks and don't mind the smash. It's fine. Ta-da! Now, it's your garden, or when it's your garden. It's up to you what you want to use, how you want to do this. I am going with 1-inch chicken wire because there are a lot of squirrels and hedgehogs and groundhogs and other not fun creatures that live and hang out around my neighborhood, and I actually want to eat my produce. So, I totally advise that you wear gloves. I'm not going to demonstrate that, but you are your own person, and you will scuff your hands up if you don't, which, is okay by me. That said, on these, you're just looking for the beginning, and it's usually piece of wire like this, and you can find where they crimped it off at, or you can do like me and just snip it, which I think is what I'm gonna do. A lot of people throw this mesh wire away, and that's dumb. You should save it because it will make attaching your chicken wire to your green tea steaks or whatever you're attaching it to infinitely easier and better. They make a special tool that does the work basically for you, like twists it, but honestly, I'm going to show you a method that I have found works well for me for ever, and you just use the handle of your pliers basically. You don't need a fancy special tool. You could use a twig, a stick. You could probably figure it out with a rock, I promise. It's not rocket science. So this is gonna hang out here, so I don't fucking lose track of it. Now, those of you who've never worked with it before, this is just where they wrapped it up, gathered it up so it doesn't unspool. But you just take and unroll it. And this on the end is just folded up. So you just unfold it like so. Would this have been smarter to do before I did all this? Absolutely. Am I there? Nope. So, I will have to find them, I guess, but I picked up yard stakes, and what I'm going to do at the bottom of this, I'm going to stake it down, and I've got all of that firewood, and after I get the fencing up, I'm going to put the firewood down around the bottom to like help keep things from being able to dig in and get underneath, and you'll see. Those of you who are admirers of cake, enjoy the show. Those of you who aren't, well, I guess go eat some cookies or a piece of fruit. Alrighty. You really just need about that much. Just snip it. Oh yeah, never mind that. Was a different project that I was working on. So I just take these like this and poke them through and twist them up. But if you're really worried about it being super tight, I'll show you what to do at this top one. Forgive me for being barbaric. In here, you got like these holes, right? And the easiest thing to do is to just take this bad boy like that. Let's see if I can show you this one-handed. Nope, guess not. Maybe. Alright, so once you're through, you're just going to take this and twist. And if you need it to be super tight, I don't know what you're doing in here, but if something, it's just got to be that like extra level of tight. You can either use your trusty tool here, just don't clamp down super hard, or you can put a stick or something in here and twist. But just take your tool, just grip it, and turn it. What you want to do is have it like this, and you just want to, you're not even tightening down, you're just holding it in place basically and twisting. Never done this one-handed with a video camera in hand, so life achievement unlocked. But it'll look like that. Oh, hey, look, I figured out how to turn my camera around. So you're just holding onto it and twisting, and that will get it super freaking tight. And those of you who don't like that extra, you can just trim it off. I don't super care, so I'm just gonna bend it back into itself, and then I'll work on these 2 other spots down here. You're gonna have to forgive me for not showing you that on the other 2 posts, but I redid some crap, and that's how I'm keeping it fastened at the bottom. So you're just gonna have to assume I've done it on the 2 posts you haven't seen, and notice it on the 2 posts you will see. Trusty hammer. Is it the world's best hammer? Nah. Does it work? Yeah. Now, at this stage, you just gotta remember where you set that bunch of wire down at, find it, and cut you off a few pieces. I realize this is open on top for now, but in a few minutes, you're gonna see that it's not, and hopefully it's enough. But if not, at least it was fun. time for the next fun part. Always trim off more than you think you need, because being too short's really annoying, am I right? I've decided, for mostly arbitrary reasons, this is the point I'm cutting at. Just work your way down. I like to cut it in these parts right here. I don't know if that's showing up. I like to cut here because it's just easier. And you just pick a lane basically and work your way down. And then, more importantly, less things come unraveled. And yeah, it makes my brain happier. I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking it too. Now that I've done all of this, how am I going to get in here to plant? And my answer to that is very carefully. Next question, please. No, the truth is I'm going to have to probably take up this corner over here and undo it. And that's okay. My intention in this is that I won't have to do that very often in this process in order to be successful. I imagine I'll need to do it for planting day and maybe in a few weeks when I need to like weed it, and then after that not very much at all, which I think you can guess. I don't know if what I'm about to do is going to work or not, but we're about to find out. Kinda. I think it's going to work about as well as it's going to work. I recognize it looks like I've done this before, but I in fact have not. Alright, so I don't want to waste a lot of time cutting up my little bit of resource of mesh wire. So to secure the top to the sides, all I'm going to do is take, not the bottom one, just one of these middle guys. I'm going to snip it all the way over on the end, and I'm just going to wrap it around the mesh from the top, or from the back, and then I'll just fold it over and, you know, kind of hope that that's enough. And you know what, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know. Be careful when you do this part. These things get very sharp. It doesn't feel the greatest. Hello and welcome to part 2 of the video you're watching. You can tell because costume change. Someone might have just gotten off work again. That said, gardening uniform optional. But I've got here some clearance items, tomatoes, peppers. Over here I got some basil, sweet basil, some dill, some fennel, a few different kinds of peppers, and an eggplant, because, you know, swing eggplant. Anyway, I'm gonna drop this crap in, and I'm gonna grab some more wood and my stakes, and we're gonna get this secure and planted. Stay tuned. So in the first part of the video, you watched me create this very elegant fortification. And now I'm going to unelegantly crawl inside of this little cage and plant. I'm gonna pay kind of attention to where and how I put things because, you know, peppers and tomatoes like to grow near each other, and basil, but eggplant, not so much. And if seeing giant goblins crawl into man-made cages is your kink, then I guess you tuned in to the right channel today. I'm not saying this will always happen, but I guess if this is your thing, who am I? Is there a better way of doing this? Absolutely. You should do it that way. This is where I'm at. And consequently, what I'm doing. And you're watching. Hey, thanks. Cool. Now I'm gonna bring you inside. Because why not make things more complicated? Oh, hello there. Presto changeo. The fence is gone from your view. And I am here with you. So I gave everything here a chug in my bathtub overnight, and then this morning when I headed off to work, I emptied the drain, or, you know, unstopped the drain and let everything kind of, you know, run its course, so to speak. Anyway, my plan here is pretty simple. I'm gonna start with tomatoes, and my tomatoes are gonna go up here. 1, 2, 3, probably 4 across. And then I'm gonna do peppers, and then tomatoes, and then peppers, and then Around the edges are going to go the basil and the tomatoes, or not the basil and the fennel and the dill. But yeah, probably going to do a bit of jump cutting through here for both of our sanities, because as much as I love to watch someone struggle, I also have to watch myself struggle after struggling. And yeah, so let's just see the fun parts. Oh, these are cherry tomatoes, and gonna stick cherry tomatoes probably near the top here. I am gonna save these, and I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna use them again for something, but in reality, they're gonna go with the like 30 others that I have, waiting for the project that I use them for. But I really just don't want them to go to the landfill. So what you're seeing me do here is just kind of like loosen it up. I just want to loosen up the roots, so that way when I put them in there, in the ground over here, kind of suggest that the roots that are in this bulb expand out. So I brought my handy dandy tool, and I brought that because I knew this back part needed to be attached better. So I'm going to do that real quick because it's annoying me. And that's probably when you should do things, is they're annoying you. It's probably time to take care of it. Oh yeah, you should wear gloves when you're working with this stuff. I'm not going to, because it just isn't, it doesn't work for me. I take 10 times longer trying to do it with gloves on than I would without them. And to me, it's not worth it. I'd rather cut my hands up a little bit and help cycle some of the blood. You know what they say is nothing quite as good as recycling your blood. I don't know who says that. I said that just now. Don't quote me. I'm not a medical professional. There's probably someone out there who said it, though. Google it. Get in the comments. Yeah, it's a banana pepper. That's aroma. Tomato. That's pepper. Those are better boys. Just gonna go over there. Aroma. Tomato. Red. Big boy. Better boy. Jalapeno. Roma. That boy is soppy. I don't know if it's necessarily good that you can kind of squeeze water out of this, but I can. That's a thing that I know. Ooh, there's a bit of mycorrhizal action down here. That's awesome. I'm really excited by that information. That's amazing. Gosh, that's really good. So I put this bed together a few weeks ago, and anyway, doped it with a mycelium wine cap mushroom spore. And anyway, I was kind of expecting that it would have some mycorrhizal action, but I wasn't expecting. That's got a pretty decent amount, actually. It's not going to spring up fruit anytime soon, but it's very exciting for me. That whole network, that system is going to communicate between basically this whole mound, and it'll help move nutrients and liquid to different parts according to kind of where things are needed. I don't know if science quite understands how plants and organisms, fungi, utilize that network, though we've been studying it for a really long time. But that said, all of these plants in here are going to utilize that network to kind of just talk and figure things out. And there's already I can't really get any closer, but you're gonna have to take my word for it. There's a little white mycorrhizal in the layer between the wood chips and the dirt, and I love that. That's awesome. All right, that's sweet banana. Here. The spacing that I'm going with is maybe, I don't know if it's ideal, so to speak, but it's ideal for me. There's about 8 inches of spacing, and I'm staggering the rows so that things will all kind of, it'll have some space for the roots to like get around. And all I'm doing up here is brushing aside some of the straw and then moving the wood chips and just getting down to where the dirt is and scuffing it up, making a bit of a hole so that this bulb, this dirt bulb, can make contact a little bit, maybe like an inch, like 2 inches into the dirt part. And then I just kind of massage it, give it a little bit of gentleness, and push the dirt in around, and then get the wood chips. And then once I'm done, I'll go in and kind of put the straw closer to the stem, but not completely, because I don't want the stems to rot. I haven't experienced that, but I also don't want to. And by avoiding that, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and push the straw up against a couple of them and do a little experiment and see what happens. In the background, there's some aspiring musicians doing some pretty okay covers. And I gotta say, like, it's one of my favorite parts about living in this neighborhood is Friday nights, basically from this time, from like maybe Mother's Day weekend forward. So the weekend you're gonna see this up until like mid-fall, sometimes even later, depending on how nice it is. They get together, local bands, local artists, and they just jam out, some of them with their own music, some of them doing covers, just kind of a mix. And it's really cool. They draw people in from different neighborhoods, and it's just rad. And I live next door, basically, and the reason I think that's awesome is I get to experience all of it, all of the wonder and awesomeness, and my liquor is cheaper and my bathroom is cleaner and there's less of a line. So like, yeah, it's great. It's the best of all of the worlds. But also sometimes, people and language. So I'll have to like fart out what that guy just screamed, but sometimes people say stuff like what that guy is saying, and I have to actively relax. I'm gonna bleep out what he has said, but like I feel the tension in my body right now, like in places that like the, when something frustrates you and you just like feel that just like knotted, just so anyway, I'm having to actively relax and let that tension go, because I will get in a lot of trouble if I walk over there and bonk that guy in the nose. Especially if you watch any of my other content. Yeah, that's exactly what I don't need. I do not need the people who watch that go, yeah, that guy deserved it, but Kung Fu Panda came over here and like punched his nose into his throat. Yeah, I don't know, just it's one of those things to think about, you know? Gonna think about how I hope someday he finds a way to love himself so that he can stop having those kinds of thoughts. So I suspect his like self-hatred and loathing is what leads him to have those ideas, and or maybe he doesn't have them. His only way of processing is by saying it out loud. And those are really thoughts that you should keep inside. I'm just saying. Yeah. So anyway, in the event that this part of the video is still, I've kept this part. We've got 2 rows of tomatoes. I'm about to plop in my peppers. And yeah, and then we'll see. Later on, I will totally put a couple of tomato cages in here. Partially to support the roof. And also because, you know, tomatoes and peppers, well, tomatoes want cages. Yeah. Oh, this is another tomato. Forgot how many tomatoes I got. I do have a few upstairs. Those of you who watched last week's video, you can guess how they turned out, which is why we went to I think Lowe's and got these 50-cent clearance bin ones, which whatever, like these things are doing way better than the ones that I planted and forgot about for 26 odd days. Not mad about it. Little not, I'm perturbed, but I'm not angry about it. Sometimes life happens and you just gotta kind of deal with it. Oh, hey, I found some mycorrhizal. All right, so this white in here that you're seeing, that's not mold. That's the mycorrhizal. That's part of the fungal network. I've disturbed it when I drew some of this line back so I could plant another tomato plant. But I'm gonna put it back together, kinda, and it'll figure out how to communicate with itself, and then water it all down, and yeah. But anyway, this is that's a jalapeno that I put in. This here is gonna be a man, I can't remember which kind of tomato. I think it's gonna be a better boy. We'll find out later. Welcome back. Anyway, I've now shown you the mycorrhizal mycelium network that I'm kind of disturbing. I'm just super freaking excited. It's been a couple weeks, but like I didn't expect there to be that much action with these dudes. Like, just not that quickly. I don't know. Yeah, maybe some of them came in from the wood pile that I picked up, which will suck a little bit as there'll be some competition between it and the wine cap. But that said, the wine cap is in its more ideal environment, and so hopefully that's enough to ensure that the communication and more importantly the delicious wine cap mushrooms come out later in the year. And honestly, if I don't get wine caps out of this, I'm okay with that. Just because fungi is just really good for soil, planted soil in particular, but just soil in general. That said, specifically wine caps are planted in, wine cap mushrooms are planted in wood chips and not in soil. So just to be like extra super clear on that topic. You can put them in soil and it will hang out kinda, but it's not, soil's not its ideal environment. Wood chips typically are. You can use a trowel if you need. I happen to really enjoy dirt on my fingers and my hands and under my nails. I really enjoy the texture of scrubbing scrubbing out underneath my nails. So I just hop into this like the goblin I am. And yeah, this is a jalapeno. No. Okay, so when you're looking at your peppers and you can't quite tell, this is a sweet banana pepper. If you lick it and then smell it, it'll have a slightly acidic-y, bitter smell, and that's different than if you lick and smell the leaves of jalapeno peppers. Also, and I should have noticed this or realized it, but banana peppers tend to be a little bit of a lighter tone of green, yellowish in the early part of their growing stage, which should have been a clue, but I wasn't paying attention. And when banana peppers get to be a little bit more bigger, they're a little bit darker like this. And yeah. So that's information you have now. I'm just a person licking peppers on the internet. You're welcome. Well, pepper plants. All right. Whoops. All right, and now I've just got eggplant on this end, parsley, dill. I forgot what that dude is. I think that's oh, what are you? Oh, a bell pepper. I don't really actually like bell peppers that much. Whatever, I'll grow it. And then my basil. Yeah, I guess I'll get these in real quick, and then we'll cut to me closing the cage up. Ta-da! Well, kind of ta-da. I'll be right back. I gotta go get some wood and the stakes that gotta go at the bottom of my fence. Oh, hey, look what I found. Oh, well, you can't see it yet. I do 2 trips when you can potentially hurt yourself doing 1. Am I right? Anyway, this is the trellis that Past Me found, and it's definitely meant to go upright, but we're gonna put it horizontal instead, because that's what I need. Doing good work here, smashing everything up. Well, noted. Maybe this will go in the front yard. That didn't work. And that's okay. Not everything has to work. I guess I'll be back with tomato cages. Oh, hey there. Tomato cages found. Took me a mite bit longer than I expected. I'm gonna hop back in my little cage here and repair the bit of damage I did trying to get that trellis to work. Anyway, here we are. On board again. I don't know, that song's been stuck in my head again. What songs get stuck in your head? So those of you who have tomato cages that have maybe lived a while, like this one, like I have here, sometimes this happens where like the solder at the top, it's had enough. So get yourself a tool, a snip tool. You're not gonna snip the whole thing. You're just gonna come down a little bit and put just a little notch in it and turn it while you do. So cutting and turning. Basically, you're just turning that bad boy into a hook, and then problem solved. Well, mostly. Then I just come in here with my handy dandy tool and I just bend it completely around again, so that way it hopefully doesn't come undone until it breaks again, you know? Anyway, bring it down. The next one of these I do, I'm gonna change up the order that I do things. Definitely gonna put the trellis in and then plant and build the fence around the things. Which I do have one more bed to do, the one in the front of my home. And I imagine that is the video, assuming I make a video of it, that I will do things in a learned order. Because, man, this is a process. A learning process. We're all learning. We're all in this together. It's kind of the beauty and joy of life, if you ask me. Not that you did, but... Well, we're at the limit, and that's A-okay. So something I'm gonna do for future me is fasten the top of this cage to the top of this tomato stand. And I'm gonna hope that this box doesn't become a squirrel cage. That said, if it does, then this will be my outdoor squirrel playpen, and I guess I'll be making different content for that. I don't know if my city limits permit me to have squirrels for pets, but I imagine if they do, they require them to be outdoor, which is really handy because they will in fact be outdoors. Now I just got to crawl in over all of my plants and install the far corner. I've got one more. Who says I put it in the middle? Why don't I see what that looks like? Whew, hey, I cut my foot. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. I might have mentioned in the past, but this chicken wire is in fact sharp from time to time, and it will in fact cut you. So do with that information what you will. Yeah, just know that you were warned, right? Someone told you. I told you. Okay, perfect, good enough. I am gonna find that excess wire. This stuff, probably off screen. The stuff we took off of the coil. Gonna cut me off a bunch and gonna begin fastening the top of these tomato cages. Earlier in this video I mentioned that you can use your handle for this, and then I proceeded to not show you that, and I'm going to continue to not show you that because I realized how inefficient it was when I went to do it that way. So like I've demonstrated a few times, just twist it with the jaws. Got a length of metal wire here, and I'm just fastening the tops of the tomato cages to the top of the cage itself, just for when things do crawl across it. Yeah. Now once you start it with your hand, just take your snips or whatever you're using, clamp it down. Don't bite through it. Just start twisting. A thing that might help you is to cut it like this, so that way you can drop it in and just go. And anyway, that makes the process a little bit quicker and easier than if you have two equal lengths. And hey, if you got a better way, stitch this and show me, or just tell me about it in the comments, because I don't know everything, and I'm just kind of winging it right now with what I do know. Something tells me that's the kind of content you're into, because that's the kind of content you're watching. All right, I got a bit of a hole here from something I did earlier, and so these are normally 1-inch holes, but I can get most of my hand in there, which means a squirrel could get in there. So just gonna patch that.
How's that sound?
Now comes the super fun part. Not that this hasn't been all super fun or a lot of fun altogether, but now I gotta take care of the bottom part. Just gonna kind of weave this pole through here. Oh, that makes a whole disgusting fun sound. Oh, I don't know what's worse, the scraping sound this makes or the texture of the vibration in my hand while it makes it. Whew, that was nauseating. Oh, so glad I experienced that. Whew. Trusty hammer. Might look a little different than the last one. Just trust me, it's basically the same hammer. Great, that's in there. Do you know who's looking forward to having to open this? Not me. But that's okay. It's by the time I do that, I will have figured something else out. Is it perfect? No. Is it gonna do? Yeah. And if it doesn't, then hopefully I still have a job and can go to the grocery store and, you know, or really, hopefully our country hasn't come to a screeching halt and there are still grocery stores. Anyway, this was another wonderful garden lasagna episode. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna go edit this and enjoy a hippie calorie brownie. Oh gosh, I totally almost forgot to showcase our friend, the awesome garden hose that comes with a safety brick. After this whole process, you wanna make sure you water these things really well. I have been watering this bed in and out for the last few weeks, just keeping it moist. Spaced out trying to wash my hands there. This has been a rough few weeks. I'm really excited to be putting these in the ground and watering this and having this project complete for now. Long-term complete? Nah. But like I said, complete for now. And I'm going to kind of set it and forget about it for a little while because, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But there'll be some update videos. I'm not super worried about that basil leaning over. We all get that way sometimes. I have a feeling once the sun comes out and it has a moment to get its bearings, it'll figure its shit out. And if not, then 50 cents well spent. Hopefully I get in there and capture its experience while I can still use it if it doesn't make it. Right now I'm just soaking everything. I'm just kind of, I've got a spot that I accidentally created down here where when this is full of water, it starts to flow out. And I'm just looking for that to happen. And once it does, I'll turn this hose off and go on with my day. That makes a pretty cool sound, if I do say so myself. That water already drained from this puddle that I made a moment ago. That is awesome. Well, maybe not drained, seeped down into the lower layers. Now, I just thought about this. I probably could bring my drill out here and drill holes and into this wood and put something else in there, like maybe not morel. Maybe morel's a wood fruiting body. Can't remember what grows well on hardwood, but the internet will tell me, and so will North Spore, which this is not sponsored content of theirs, but North Spore I've used their products several times throughout my life and have always gotten good quality spore from them that has turned out really well. The times in which I had returns that weren't that great, it's because of something that I did poorly or maybe inefficiently. But yeah, and I had a problem with something that I received in the mail a few years ago, and they were absolutely amazing at responding immediately and getting it corrected, which absolutely awesome. Just go directly through them. Honestly, it's better than going through Uncle Bezos. All right, this is starting to come out down here at the bottom, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the Wonder Hose and wish you all a wonderful evening and happy Mother's Day.
Hairongshi. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy this hand washing segment.
Oh, yeah.